is enough said.
Happy Wednesday, Heat Nation! Hump Day! Yo, boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Would really appreciate it if you guys can like the video, subscribe to the channel. We pushing the 6,000 subscribers. Now together, y'all, you know what I'm about to say. Let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. It's in my opinion, it's a beautiful day here in South Florida. You got a nice cold day. I love the cold. It's a rarity that we get that. So definitely something I'm enjoying. Maybe y'all don't feel the same way, but I like putting my sweater on, my pants on, and just chilling. Now, before we get to today's topic, you guys, just a little update. I did post a video about it last night. It does look like that we are getting closer to a Jimmy Butler trade. A lot of us, myself included, really thought that this trade wouldn't be done by the deadline. It would most likely be done by the off season. But Jimmy Butler is making this so uncomfortable that the Miami Heat are probably going to try to move him by the deadline. But the fact is, even though the Heat wanted to move him by the deadline, even if they could, there wasn't really any suitors out there. You know, the only team that can give packages that Miami likes, that Jimmy's interested in, don't really want to make those trades. And then the other team that would be willing to make a trade by adding multiple players to help the Heat out and take Jimmy Butler, Memphis Grizzlies, Jimmy doesn't really have interest going there. Now, a trade is a trade. If Memphis and Miami come to a deal, Jimmy can't do anything about it. He can whine, he can complain, he can cry all he wants, but he'll be stuck there for the remainder of the season. Kind of like I mentioned yesterday, you can pull a Kawhi Leonard situation like 2019 with the Toronto Raptors. But Phoenix last night made a huge trade, acquiring 3 future first-round draft picks by trading their 2031 pick unprotected. So this does give Phoenix a little bit more flexibility. Now, instead of trying to sell a team Bradley Beal, you're trying to sell a team Bradley Beal with multiple first-round draft picks, which is enticing. Now, the Miami Heat don't want Bradley Beal. That ain't happening. But there is a situation where we can see a team, 3, 4, maybe 5 teams included in this trade package. So in my opinion, a trade can happen any day now. You know, that's why you just got to enjoy seeing Jimmy Butler in a Miami Heat jersey, because it looks like it's not going to happen for very long. But unfortunately, you know, you're thinking that this is going to be a breakup that's going to be good, but that never really happens. You know, Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat are doing a bad breakup. It's sad to see, especially with what we've done for the last 6 years. But hey, it's business. It is what it is. So the topic that I want to talk about today, you guys, I want to get away from this Jimmy Butler trade rumors. And believe me, if there's an update, I'll let you guys know. But I want to talk about our first-round draft pick, Kel'el Ware. The 15th pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The draft pick that in the beginning of the season, a lot of people were looking at as a bust. Not because he was a bad player, because he didn't really fit in the Miami Heat system. Eric Spoelstra was going with more veterans in the beginning of the year, i.e. Kevin Love and Thomas Bryant. Kel'el Ware was strangling at the 4th center position. He was number 4 on the list. And the reason why, it's not like the kid wasn't talented. You know, he can score in the paint, he can rebound, he can block the hell out of shots. We saw that in the preseason. The problem with Kel'el Ware was he wasn't figuring out the schemes correctly. He was making a lot of mistakes. He wasn't at the right spots. It was kind of like Nikola Jovic a few years ago with Kyle Lowry in the 2024 season in the beginning. Nikola Jovic was starting, but he made some bad decisions defensively that pissed off Kyle Lowry, and that took Nikola Jovic off the starting rotation. He eventually got back on later on. But this is kind of the same thing. Kel'el Ware is young. He's raw. He wasn't really developing as fast as we wanted him to. So Spo made the decision to sit him down, to practice more, to work more on his game, to get better, to evolve. And we've been seeing that, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, Kel'el Ware against the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, I know it was a loss, but you got to look at the positive. Kel'el Ware last night, 20 points, 8 for 17 for the field, 2 for 6 from the three-point land, 15 rebounds with 2 blocked shots. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your future. This is a player that we've been begging for years? What has been the main thing we've been begging for since the 2022 playoffs? We need size. We saw it big in the 2023 NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. The Miami Heat had no answer for the Denver Nuggets size. You saw the game against the San Antonio Spurs. Kel'el Ware held it down against Victor Wembanyama. When Victor Wembanyama was guarded by Kel'el Ware, he went 2 for 10 for the field. That's big. The game before, in that game against San Antonio, Kel'el Ware, 25 points, 10 for 19 for the field, 8 rebounds, 2 block shots. In his last 2 games, he's averaging about 22 points a game, 12 rebounds, 2 block shots. Those are huge numbers in today's NBA. Now, when you look at Kel'el Ware's numbers for the season, you guys, he's played 27 games so far, averaging about 15 minutes a game. And in those 15 minutes, check out these numbers. 7.7 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, a block shot, 56% from the field, 39% from the three-point line, 72% from the free throw line. These are great numbers. In only 15 minutes a game, these are great numbers. If he averages 30 minutes a game, you double up those numbers. That's almost 16 points a game, almost 9 rebounds a game, and 2 block shots a game. If he was averaging 30 minutes a game, you would basically double those numbers. So Kel'el Ware is finally showing that he's ready to take that next step. And look at, I know I'm talking about the last 2 games, you guys, but let's look at his last 10 games. Because his last 10 games, he has been getting more minutes as the backup center. And last night, we saw Kel'el Ware start. And I feel this is where we need to go. Kel'el Ware and Bam Adebayo starting in the front court. I know it didn't work last night against Portland. I know we lost. Technically, it did work because he had a great game, but we lost that game. But we didn't have Tyler Hero. And I'll say this. If Tyler Hero is the reason why you couldn't beat a team like Portland, that's bad news. That's bad news right there. But we need to focus on the positive and look at this youth movement as something amazing. In his last 10 games, you guys, he's averaged almost 23 minutes a game, 12 points a game, almost 8 rebounds, 1.3 block shots per game. That's incredible numbers. In just 22.7 minutes of play, he's averaging numbers like this. We need Erik Spoelstra to finally give Kel'el Ware the minutes that we've been seeing these last 2 games. He got 34 minutes against the San Antonio Spurs, 39 minutes against the Portland Trail Blazers. Every time, and I've said this before, every time Kel'el Ware plays over 20 minutes, he dominates. He shows how consistent he is. He's getting better on the defensive end. He's blocking everything that comes his way. So I think it's time for Erik Spoelstra to give the keys to Kel'el Ware and allow Kel'el Ware to be that guy, to be the starting center. And I know Bam Adebayo didn't really play a lot in the second half yesterday. I know he had a 12.10 rebound game, but this is going to get better. We just started putting Kel'el Ware and Bam Adebayo on the court together. It's the second game that they've played together. It's going to get better. And if you're able to move Jimmy Butler and get some pieces that can help you, this team can make a nice playoff push. Guys, the East is wide open. Cleveland and Boston are the favorites. New York is a great team. Milwaukee's a great team. Without Jimmy Butler, we're not championship contenders. I know that. Because I know that Jimmy Butler does all this BS during the regular season. But in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler is a top 5 player. But at Jimmy's age, you don't want to give a guy a contract for that much money who only performs in the playoffs. That's where we're at right now. Phoenix might be cool with taking that. Fine, go ahead. They're desperate. They're in win now mode. It is what it is. But if you get some players on this roster by trading Jimmy Butler that can help you, if you're able to get like a Chris Middleton from Milwaukee, if you're able to do a package with Memphis where you're getting Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, if you're able to do something like that, plug those players on this current roster, we're a top 6 team. We can get out of the play-in because the East is so tight. The Eastern Conference is so tight. We're only a game and a half down from getting out of the play-in. It's definitely doable. We just need to have a roster together that's motivated and willing to play. So Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you think Jimmy Butler will be moved by the trade deadline? What do you guys think of Kel'el Ware? Do you think that he's earned and deserved the starting center position for the rest of the year? Because the first half of the season was one thing. We're in the second half of the year, baby. And in the second half of the year, we're going to see the Bash brothers, Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware, start for the remainder of the season. I fully believe that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We push into 6,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said. Don't forget, watch the music video. It feels good.